Hey, y'all. This is Boss Lady V coming to you with another video. Hope everybody had a good day. So, I want to have a little discussion with y'all. Is it possible for an executive producer to be a cast member on the show also? So, we want to talk about Shaunie O'Neal and Melanie Cherie. Can they be an EP and cast member, or should they just be an EP, or should they just be a cast member? But before we get started, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you are subscribing and make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting videos. Okay. All right. So let's start with Shaunie. I think Shaunie would do much better if she just be a executive producer behind the scenes, for the simple fact her friendship with Evelyn blurs the line of an EP and a cast member, because we are not going to pretend like Shaunie don't give Evelyn the background or the lowdown on scenes or what's going to happen, who's coming, who's not going to be coming, because they're best friends, right? So that's what best friends do. I would do that with my best friend if I was in that position, but it's at a disadvantage for the other girls because Evelyn is always going to be one step ahead of them, right? So there have been many people, current cast, prior cast members, that have called Shaunie out about playing the fence by being an executive producer and also being a cast member and also being blindly loyal to Evelyn, right? But Shaunie says that it wasn't her choice to be on the show. She didn't want to be on the show. She wanted to be just an EP. Let's take a listen.
Y'all write y'all letters to VH1 president, not me. I get a lot of slack for how everyone's portrayed. And I understand that to a certain extent because there's things that don't have to be aired, but then again, which I'll be watching. People blame me for glass throwing and fighting and somehow how the ladies act and how they're portrayed. I can't put words in anyone's mouth. I can't put action into their arms. I can't do that. What comes across on television is real. And whether or not you have a person who's a little more hungry for camera time than the other and goes a little extra further than the other, it's completely on them. But on the executive producer side, my job is just help cast and to make good television for the viewers. And that's what I ultimately try my best to do. Sometimes I cover my eyes and, put my head down because I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? But I have to step out of my personal feelings because I have to play two roles. And people are always like, well, why are you on it? You should just be the boss and not be on it. You know what? I said that when I brought the idea to the table. I said, why would I be on it? I don't want to be on it. Just let me produce it. I'm good. Wasn't so much the same concept the VH1 had for me. So here I am.
So Shaunie admitting that it wasn't up to her. So that kind of leads to the other narrative that you brought the idea to the network, but you don't outright own all the rights to the show, which means you do not make all the final decisions, right? Because we all assume that Shaunie is the big boss, all right? She's the HBIC, right? I thought that for years until I started doing some digging for the last couple of days, trying to find videos and interviews, and I wanted to see who's really in charge. I even asked another YouTuber, like, do Shaunie make all the final decisions when it comes to basketball wise? And they said no. And this is a credible YouTuber who is also a lawyer, right? So to kind of prove that Shaunie don't make all the decisions, she kind of admitted it herself. Listen here.
Duffy was not my decision for the cast this season. I heard about Duffy. I wasn't a fan of putting her a part of the cast. I'm gonna just be honest. Because I didn't even want Brandy back. So needless to say, I didn't want Brandy's friend. Although meeting Duffy, I think she's a very nice girl. She's young and tends to talk out of turn. Sometimes she interjects when we kind of don't need that interjection, which can get her in a little bit of trouble. It's a method to this madness, and I think Duffy is struggling with finding that method. I would describe her as a bit aggressive, very opinionated, and tends to talk off the side of her neck, which can cause problems. Like, could you be quiet for a second? You don't know what's happening right here. You just got here. She's playing double dutch and trying to get in those moments when just stay right there. Yeah. Just be pretty. I think she has a good story. So, it's a little bumpy for her right now, but we're getting there. But overall, I think she's very nice. I personally have no problem with Duffy, but I can see how people do.
So that's Shaunie letting you know that she was not responsible for casting Duffy on the show. And if it was up to her, Duffy would have never been on the show. Because obviously she didn't see no value to bringing Duffy on the show. She just admitted she didn't even want Brandy back. But obviously it was out of her control. And maybe Brandy signed a contract. I don't know if their contract goes year to year or season to season, or if they can do multiple seasons or multiple years. Who knows? But if it was up to Shaunie, Brandy would never be back. I wonder if she would even be on the show right now because they keep letting her go. She come back, let her go. She done came back and forth the last 3 seasons, off and on. But anyway, all the girls at some point, except Evelyn, has admitted that Shaunie being an EP and a cast member is a problem because nobody can come at you like they really want to in a scene at a heated moment, because in the back of their mind they think like, damn, if I go hard on her like I really want to, she might get me fired because we know she got the pull. So I'm just gonna lean back and lay back, and I'll take my anger out on somebody else because I can't take it out on Shaunie because Shaunie is the HBIC, or at least that's the role that she played. But so we know that she said in the other clip that she's not responsible for how the girls act. Well, either you the executive producer or you're not. There are girls who've done interviews who say that that Shaunie has fed them information or been part of the plot. Jennifer did an interview on Breakfast Club a few years ago, and let's just listen to what she said.
What her said. So I actually sued that girl. So why was she talking to me? We kind of just like she had to do a couple things like write an apology. Yeah, she has. She paid a couple bucks.
Right there, she's talking about Evelyn's friend that jumped over the table and slapped her, or walked around the table and slapped her.
Any money? I didn't want any money from her. Oh, okay. Did you just realize that Shaunie and Evelyn be lying? It just dawned on you. I wouldn't say Evelyn because she was kind of like an innocent bystander in the shit. But what I'm saying is that Shaunie starts a lot of things behind the scenes. It's good for her show. Well, on the reunion, they.
So Jennifer went on a Breakfast Club, who has millions and millions of viewers. So she known that Shaunie was going to get word of it that she said this. So obviously she didn't care. I don't know if she ever apologized for saying it, but it was her truth, and I believe it. Shaunie starts stuff behind the scenes because there's no way you don't know the things that's going to be going on. There's no way that Evelyn can have these hidden agendas against people unless she was fed information from you behind the scenes, and it all makes sense. To confirm what Jennifer says, remember the scene where Tammy took Keisha's purse when they was in whatever on whatever island? I don't really know where they was, but Shaunie said that was all the scheme that Shaunie set up. Listen.
I'm so it not. Became so bad. It became so bad. Shaunie O'Neal had to do a pickup scene. So a pickup scene, guys, is when the season is wrapped and you're in post production.
This is Tammy doing an interview with Carlos King over a year ago, year and a half ago. And at this moment, Carlos is talking about how Shaunie tried to explain all the fights on the show.
And you're sort of putting the episodes together with your editors. And that moment between Tammy and Keisha became fodder on social media. Yes. And it was so bad, Shaunie had to do a pickup scene talking about my friends and this aggressiveness. Did you feel that was a slap in the face? I absolutely felt betrayed by that because Shaunie was the one who showed me the footage of Keisha talking smack about me in the airport. As soon as we touched down for that cast trip, Shaunie showed me all the BTS footage of Keisha just ripping me to shreds. So like how you say little docile Keisha, no, that's not the case. But what happened was, and this is, fuck it now. At the time, Keisha was involved with one of our show's producers. Ooh. So instead of airing the footage the way it really happened so that you could tell a real story, they cut out everything that made Keisha look like the bad guy and only left all the stuff that Tammy did, which is why I felt betrayed by Shaunie because it's like, you sat up in that airport and showed me all those scenes. You showed me that. And that we had been there 3 days on this cash trip. Jennifer stayed in her room. She was in hiding. Nobody wanted to deal with Kenya, who was there at the time. And the producer said, we don't have nothing, guys. You got to do something. So the next scene up was us at this bar and me going off on Keisha because I was asked to do that. Okay. Then at the end, Keisha hits the ground running, going back to the hotel and leaves her purse. I pick up her purse, bring it to the car. Now, what I am wrong for, which I've always admitted, was going through the woman's purse because I wouldn't have wanted nobody to do that.
So that's kind of messed up. You feed me the information of someone talking about me, and then you flip it to I don't have no control of what these girls do. I can't control their aggression or their hands. Well, you can control their aggression because you don't have to feed them negative information that will make them look bad. But because you are thinking as an EP instead of a friend or just a regular cast member, you thought you was doing something good, right? Excuse me. So it's not fair that you can feed these girls information and have your, hands tied behind your back like it ain't me. I didn't do it. I ain't do it. You just like at this point, I think Shaunie should just be an EP, especially by her being married to a pastor. She she should definitely just stay off the show and produce from behind the scenes. If she want to make an appearance at somebody's birthday party or a video call appearance, I think that would be okay. But to get in the heat of things and come on there to show her big bossness, I don't think she should be doing that. So make sure y'all leave y'all comments below and let me know how y'all feel about it. Should Shaunie be an EP or should she just be a cast member? Or can she be both? Which one is it? Now let's talk about Melanie on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I don't really review this show because I really don't watch it. I just watched a clip that surfaced on social media. And over the past few seasons, Melanie has fell out with just about every girl on the show. I don't know if she ever had any confrontation with Tiffany, but I think that's why Tiffany and her husband left because they didn't see it as being a good vision for her brand or good for her brand. Let me say it that way. Now, the first 2 seasons I did watch, but I lost interest in it. My attention span don't be that long. Sorry. She fell out with Tisha first, then Kimmy, then they brought then Miss Wanda, of course, with Tisha. Then Destiny came first, then Stormy. I thought her and Destiny was real friends, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's Melanie or if it's the girls. It could be that because Melanie is a pretty girl and they could feel intimidated by her because she has power. And they know that she is very, very close with Carlos. Or that is the way they make it seem. But we all know that Melanie and Martell pitched the show to Carlos, and he's a producer for the show. But so is Melanie. So Melanie gets to also uh, call the shots. I say it like that. And it's causing a lot of confrontation with the girls. And I think by Carlos and Melanie doing that little tour thing and those little shows, that kind of just put gasoline on a fire, right? I don't understand the issue that how Tisha and Melanie got into it. And I think I will say this. Let me say this. I think the girl's problem with Melanie is she is not available to them off camera. They feel she puts up a front with them on camera as if they're friends, and then after the camera shuts down, she disappears. Also, I thought that the Scotts and the Holts were really friends and they was in business together and they was doing things together. I really thought that. But maybe that's not the case. And I think when Martell hurt Melanie is probably a hurt that she'll never recover from, she wanted them to pick a side. And when they chose to stay friends with both, which I think was high schoolish to say, pick my side, don't pick his side, because you guys were married. You're not related to them. You're just friends and you're on the show. So you can't make somebody choose whether they really want to be friends with them or not just because you guys are getting a divorce. My husband is very, very close to my family. My mom doesn't call him by his name, she calls him son. I wouldn't expect if something was to happen between us that my family would just cut him off because he's been very, very good to my family and vice versa. So I might have some feelings about it and may not like it, but I'm definitely not going to say, hey, he's done, cut him off, we're done. There's no more talking to him. It's me or him. I'm not going to do that. If he hurted me in some type of way or caused me some pain, then maybe. But and if he hurted me in some type of way or some type of anything, my family they will cut him off anyway. But anyway, back to Melanie. This last episode when they was on this cash trip, Melanie said the problem with these girls, I don't know if she said bees or not, but she said the problem with those chicks is they want to dethrone the queen and she can't be dethroned. Talking about herself. She's the queen bee of Love and Marriage Huntsville. She also said she didn't call herself Jesus and wasn't comparing herself to Jesus. She was just making a narrative and a comparison. Like, what do you expect? If they betray Jesus, they go betray me too. Which is common sense, right? But Melanie, I'm gonna play this little video that she put out. Um, and y'all tell me what y'all think.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post something on my story. All these apps leaking up and all this, because the fact doesn't matter. Like, and you said a comment, and I addressed it at one point, but you said a comment, and I don't know where we were, but you was like, she ain't ever want Stormy to be on this show. Sweetie, I'm the reason she's on this show. And I can pull them receipts out too. As things continue to air and play out, I'll come back over here to this internet and pull them out. Quit playing with me. I'm not playing. It's 2024. I don't care. I'm not playing. I'm going to tell all y'all's facts and truths. I just am.
So that was Melanie on TikTok. And she said, hold on, that she was responsible for Stormy getting on the show and to stop playing with her. So that means she's responsible for the girls. And she gets to say who can and cannot be on the show. Let's just say this. She got some pull over there because she says she's not filming with Martell. We have not seen her and Martell in no scenes together all season. If they have a cast event, either Martell is there or Melanie is there. And Carlos admitted that that's how Melanie wanted it, and that's how it was going to be. He said that on the live with him and Dr. Heavenly. And even Dr. Heavenly has said that Melanie has some issues. We like her, but I think as the season going on, is it kind of going to her head a little bit? See, I think that's the problem with being an EP and a cast member. You have a advantage over the girls because you know stuff behind the scenes that they would never be privy to, and you also can use that against them. You may have confided in because they all get individual producers, I believe. So they confide in these producers or tell them what they're going to do in their scenes. These producers call them Melanie like, "Oh, Stormy said this," or Tisha said this, or Kimmy said this, or and baby, the way I gotta hold on, I gotta find this one because the way Melanie went in on Miss Wanda, my girl, she kept calling her my girl. You, my girl, you better get your money up. And I was like, okay, which was provoked because Wanda has been messing with that girl for a while. I'm just play a little bit of it. I'm not gonna play too much of it. I don't these people videos, so I don't put videos on. I just play the audio.
Being quiet, right? Not addressing them, right? Being quiet, not addressing them. Because sometimes you just be sitting back like, man, hopefully they get it together. Like, hopefully they stop. Like, oh, God, please let them stop. Because I really ain't trying to go there. Please, God, make them stop. Because I really ain't trying to go there. Yeah, go tell your friends, tell them all to get on over here so they can hear from the horse's mouth. Okay. Tell them, don't tell them, come on over here. Come on over here. Come on over here. Because, see, don't ever think that just because I sit over here and I mind my business, I drink my water, and I make my money, that I can't get with your ass. Don't ever think that. And what I'm on right now, what I'm on, I'm literally on. Play with me, and I'm coming for you. I'm not. That's just the energy I'm on right now. I'm just being honest. That's just the energy I'm on. Cause I know that for years I have sat back, been quiet, minding my business. But I'm gonna make this public service announcement. Okay? Public service announcement. Wanda Morley. Let me tell you something. The only thing that's whack is your whack ass hairdo and your whack ass ugly looking food truck you had in your background today and your whack ass food. That's what's whack. I don't real talk, lady, I ain't seen you in I don't know how long. I ain't been thinking about you. And then the funny thing is, me and your daughter and your son-in-law actually have right now a decent communication piece. But we actually kind of okay. So I really don't know where all this energy from you keeps coming from. But let me tell you something. I used to literally, uh, try to spare you because of the relationship I've had with your daughter, the relationship I've had with your grandkids. You get what I'm saying? So I've kind of tried to spare you. But I was hoping you did tonight what you did. And you spewed out a lot of false information, my girl. You spewed out a lot of hate and false information. I already done text my attorney. File it expeditiously. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you. Ain't no more spare.
So I don't know, is this really a court case coming up with Melanie and Wanda, but they is a they be going at it, and Wanda has a she be on Melanie ass for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't know if she wants Tisha to have the fame or the notor. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. I know they got into that fight one time and almost got into that fight, and Martell was finna tussle with the Scots. But I really don't get it or whatever. It's really time for Wanda to leave Melanie alone. Now, if she's really taking you to court, you better have your coin ready, like she said, my girl, because she's not playing with you. But I just wanted to see what you guys say and how do you feel. Make sure you drop a comment below because I think it's a hard job and an odd job being an EP and a cast member on the same show. You should be either one or the other. Being both is hard. And if you're going to be both, you have to be fair to all the girls. You can't pick and choose who you want to be loyal to and who you don't. It's just plain and simple. I like both of the girls. I don't dislike Shaunie. I don't, and I like Melanie a lot. I don't like the way Shaunie be moving when it comes to Evelyn and how she treats the other girls. But I get it, that is her best friend, and that's how I am with my best friend, but not but to a default. Come on, that's just ridiculous. But I just wanted to talk about that for a minute. So make sure you drop down in the comments and leave your opinion, and make sure you hitting that like button. Make sure you comment and share, and most of all, make sure you are subscribing. See you guys later.